Yo, what the fuck is up, YouTube? It's your boy Hunted back with another fucking story time for y'all today, and I'm coming at y'all with a probably a weighted story time. I know y'all want the ketamine video, but I really don't have ketamine stories like that, so I'm saving them for a banger ass occasion. But today I'm coming at y'all with the first time I ever did shrooms. Now, I haven't really talked too much about shrooms on this channel, back when I did the drug tier list last year, I hadn't really done them up to that point. So now with my shroom experience, I'm coming at y'all with my first experience. Fuck that voice crack, I'm leaving it in there, and let's get right into this shit. The story takes place like a lot of my other ones do. I'm just chilling at my mom's house on an uneventful ass day, you feel me? I'm just smoking weed in my room, probably, just banging music like I always do. And, one of my infamous homies from a lot of my stories, this is a guy who I always go to his apartments in my story. I don't know if I've mentioned the apartments. I probably fucking have. But, the good old crack stacks, you feel me? This is the homie Zach. We're just going to call him for this video. But Zach hits my line, right? And he's like, yo, bro, I heard you're at your mom's house right now, you feel me? You're being a good-ass kid right now. Slide over, because my mom's always like, you know what? Just go to your grandma's house if you're being bad, you feel me? Just, like, go to your grandma's house. So, I'm at my mom's house, though. And at my mom's house, I used to do badass shit. I used to, wink, wink, you feel me? But, at my mom's house, I used to do badass shit. And, my homie hits my line, and of course I want to leave and smoke weed and come back smelling like that gas, even though my mom doesn't really give a fuck. But, I was going to be high on shrooms, little did I know. So we were getting into some shit, you feel me? So, my homie hits my line and shit, and I head over to his fucking house, and I bring my cart that I had at the time, right? Now, little did I know this fucking cart was about to amp this experience a little bit, but not by too much, you feel me? It did, though. It did. It definitely hit. But, we get up in this homie's apartment or whatever, and, we're just chilling and shit, and we're just in the room, his room, we're just listening to music and shit, and he gets the idea. We call up the homie, we're gonna call him Adam for this story, alright? Adam wants to slide, alright? And we call him up on the gram or whatever, we hit up the group chat, and we hit this fool up and we tell him to slide over here because we got some weed, and we might be able to get some shrooms, allegedly, Zach says, right? So homie Adam decides to actually slide through, right? And not too long after we hung up the phone, he was over there like 20 minutes, 25 minutes after, and it was lit, right? So now all we needed was the shrooms. Now it wasn't just like an elusive thing he's just talking about, oh, maybe we can get some shrooms, we're actually hitting up the plug is actually responding, and the plug's got that shit, all right? We got carts, we got Za, and now we're about to have the mystical shrooms, all right? Now, this was my first time, so I'm sitting there with my homies just, like, kind of nervous, but I knew I had to keep, like, a calmer mindset, because I knew if I started, like, getting anxiety and shit, it would definitely fuck up my first trip if I had anxiety going in, but I'm glad I didn't. So, we hit up the plug, and the plug man says, we can end up getting these shrooms today, right? So I'm not going to say, where we went to go pick up, obviously. I'm not going to disclose the plug, like, what the fuck? So long story short, we completed this journey to get the shrooms. It wasn't too interesting. It took a little bit of a while. And I'm just going to say we got these shits, right? So now we're sitting, all three of us, in a circle, a little trio, right? And we're just sitting here eyeing up this little 3.5 of shrooms that we got, right? And everybody's just sitting, and we're like, all right, we're all going to take a gram. Now I'm sitting here like, I want a microdose, kind of. Like, I don't really know. Like, I've done acid before at this point, but, like, I don't know. Shrooms, people tell me it's a lot more emotional and shit. So for my first shroom trip, I was, like, kind of feeling a 0.5. But, shrooms are also a lot more mellow than acid, and honestly, I'm glad that I took the gram, and the homies were convincing me, and they ended up convincing me to pop that gram, and it definitely was good because I had a fire-ass trip. So starting off, getting into the trip, right, I started feeling happy as fuck, right? We ate these shrooms, right, and about 30 minutes later, I just started feeling insanely happy, right, and it's crazy. I expected to maybe feel some anxiety. No, bro. Like, I felt like my mind was, like, so, like, clear. I felt like my mind was just, like, free, bro. Like, it's kind of like, no, it wouldn't compare it to Molly, because Molly is just, like, you don't give a fuck about, like, anything, and you're just, like, out. Like, you don't give a fuck, bro. You're just on Molly. Everything is happy. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say everything is happy and just, like, blissful on shrooms, because you can definitely go to some wild-ass places off the shrooms, but it's definitely happy as fuck, you feel me? With all this, happy ass shit going on in the fucking room, everybody's just looking at each other, and I remember just, like, a distinct moment, just looking at both of my homies. It was mid-conversation. I think the shrooms just hit, bro, and I just started looking at these niggas. I'm like, these niggas look weird, bro, and it's not, like, acid weird. These niggas look fucking funny right now. Like, these niggas look like I could roast the fuck out of these, like, oh my God, my homies look so fucking funny. And then, oh my God, dude, I started looking at my one friend and I'm just like, this nigga looks so fucking strange, right? I start looking at the homie Zach, right? And shout out the homie Zach, I love you, bro, but off the shrooms and acid, bro, you just be looking strange as fuck, bro. You know who you are. I always tell you, bro, you look strange, and I'm sorry about that. Top of everything, with the homie Zach, this is what the homie Zach does, and he does it in a funny fucking way. Like, a lot of people can't pull off, like, controversial humor and shit, but I don't know what the fuck this nigga started saying, bro, but he just started making me laugh my fucking ass off, bro. He just started saying some wild ass shit. Like, he starts talking about like I don't even want to say it, bro, because I'll get canceled, but like the shit that this fool was saying, like it was just super controversial, and it was because I usually I wouldn't laugh at this shit sober. I'd be like, oh ha, but bro, I'm on fucking mushrooms and this shit is making me fucking cackle. So my friend looks like super strange, and now he's just talking about controversial shit. You know, he's going on about like Donald Trump and lesbians and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this fool fucking talking about? As this fool is just getting more controversial and everybody in the room is just laughing their fucking asses off, me and the homie Adam were just fucking dying, bro. Me and the fucking homie Adam were just like, actually, like, I remember at one point I fell off the couch, like, not even on some extra shit. He had us like crying, bro. Like, he had us on the fucking floor, bro. I fell off the couch crying, laughing. This nigga had us fucking like sobbing, bro. It was ridiculous. But, you know, eventually through all this, you know, my visuals started to pick up a little bit. And, you know, I was gonna say, you know, shrooms and acid are very difficult, they're very different, visuals wise, right? So basically acid is a lot stronger. I'm just gonna say that, right? So with shrooms and shit might just get a little bit more like wavy and like, you know, slightly more saturated. You might start seeing like patterns on shit, but not in the way that you will on acid. Like, shrooms is very subtle. The trip is not going to be as intense as popping an acid tab, basically, or even like taking Benadryl or DXM. If you do that. So basically, you know, like I said, me and the homies just laughed, and we just were sitting there for like, you know, an hour at least. We were just sitting there fucking laughing, and we're just making the funniest jokes that probably, dude, if we were sitting there sober and we had like a camera out and we saw that shit the next day, we'd probably sit there like, what the fuck? But during the moment, that shit was actually hilarious, and we did that shit for like an entire hour, my boy. So, you know, me and the homies are just sitting there. And after this, we decided that we wanted to go outside and experience nature, right? And, you know, around this time, I don't really skate as much as I used to, you know, especially because it's winter right now. But, you know, it's like around this time, I could skate and shit. So, you know, I would bring out my board, and I noticed off the shrooms I could not skate, bro. Like, I just noticed that shit was not gonna work, and it just, like, was scary even. Like, I could not comprehend, like, how to do a kickflip. I could barely ollie off that. I could ollie. I don't really think there's a drug that's taken away the ollie yet. That's pretty fucking simple, honestly. Like, once you get the ollie, you can pretty much do it all the time. Like, I don't know if there's a drug that'll take your fucking ollies away, my boy. But like I said, you know, we're just sitting around, we're just trying to skate, and I cannot do it, and it's just like making me laugh even more, and it's just, we're sitting there, and you know, I ended up actually wanting to go home at some point, right? And I remember it was like a super nice summer day, and you know, I told the homies I was gonna split, right? So I told Zach and Adam, I was like, you know, it's been real as fuck, this shroom trip was lit. You know, I start going home and shit, you know, and on my way home, you know, I got this fucking like crazy ass sunset, you know what I mean? Like, cause it's like getting late and shit, and I don't know if it was like a crazy ass sunset or it was just like me tripping, but I'm just sitting there looking at like the sky, and it's like orange and like damn near purple in some places, and that shit just looked crazy as fuck. And I remember I just like walked home, and I fucking like just looked at that shit the whole way home. Like, I remember I probably looked crazy the way I was just looking up at that shit, bro. Like, entirely. I probably didn't look both ways. I was looking at the sky so much, bro. But yeah. For the come down, in classic haunted fashion, I don't really remember that shit because it was probably super uneventful, but I'd imagine I just went back to my mom's house, hit my room, and probably passed out and smoked some weed, watched some Turkey Tom, and fucking, yeah, like I said, passed the fuck out. Shout out Turkey Tom, though, for real. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, don't. And yeah, make sure to join that fucking haunted trap house. First link in the description below. And yeah, later.